Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Log Podcast covering the League of Ordinary Gentlemen. I am your host, Jay, once again welcomed by the boys in the back. We got little Melka and Toilet Snake boys. How we doing?
Doing all right. How are
I'm
you?
alive.
Just alive. That's only. It's only week
I'm
2,
great.
man. It's only week 2. We cannot be saying alive at this point.
It's week 2 of the podcast. Bro, football hasn't even started yet. We get football this weekend. I'm excited.
Dude, I can't freaking wait. I went to a college game last week, so I got my first taste of football. I'm ready for NFL.
Yes,
I've
sir.
been so desperate. I've been seething for preseason games.
I know, right? That's like the worst part when you're sitting there excited for a preseason game.
I'm going to be honest, I did not watch enough preseason this year. I was real busy, so I'm a little behind the curve on it.
Fair enough. Life gets you sometimes, right?
Yes, sir.
But, gentlemen, week 2 of the podcast, this is going to be kind of our holdover podcast in between our draft episode and our first actual recap episode. Just a quick PSA, little public service announcement. We are doing this episode virtually, so if it sounds a little different, we apologize. We're trying to work through some of our scheduling issues along with audio and that kind of stuff. So thanks for bearing with us. We really appreciate you listening.
We'll
If
get
you
it
want to leave
figured
us a
out.
comment, we'll get it figured out. We'll get it working. If you want to leave us a comment on YouTube or in the Discord, we will listen. We're there. Come say hi. Let's get into our episode here today. What we're looking to get through today, at least, is we're going to give out some quick predictions of our good, bad, and ugly teams this year. We're going to give out some predictions of our nice winner of the year and maybe a loser of the year if we try not to make any enemies. We're also going to go over our quarter bets that the boys will be doing every week, which will give us a little extra fun. And we get our first interview of the year. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to hear it. I haven't heard it yet, but we'll get there when we get there. Gentlemen, are you excited for the year?
Absolutely. Let's get it.
Sir,
Alrighty, first off on the docket for today, we have our team predictions for the year. Mr. Melka, how about you lead us off with your first team that you can choose from?
So, first of all, I think we can break down every team into one of three categories, all right? Every team breaks down into either a contender, a borderline playoff team, or a team that's on the outside looking in. First team that I got up is Diamond Dogs. He is for sure a contender. He's been one of the best teams in the league for the last couple of years, and I think he's probably getting close to his age out season. But right now, with Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, I really think that he can win it this year and possibly next year.
yeah, it's obvious that Nick is going to be a contender, but I think he's definitely hitting his limit. Probably this or next year is going to be, unless he starts drafting for the future, but easily a contender. I'll move on to Slap Your Mama. Like I said in the last episode, he's ready to slap your mama for 5 years. Easily contender. Might win it again this year. We'll see, but there's no question about it.
Yeah, even with the questionable draft, he's for sure a contender. I don't love his running back situation, but besides that, he's one of the best teams in the league, no doubt.
He's got plenty of pieces to make up for it, but
Yeah,
I
for
agree with you.
sure. Uh, Next up, I've got T Rex bitches. I think he is a playoff contender, or playoff hopeful. He has a really strong starting lineup. His depth is a little questionable, though. I think he'll be in the playoffs, though.
This is going to be our first disagreement. I think T Rex here is definitely a contender. I think his depth is underrated, but he's definitely contender. Moving on, I'm going to go to the new guy, Big Boy Club. Right?
Big boy club.
He had the favorite of the draft, probably, arguably. Everyone loved him. Oh my god, he did great, except for he drafted a kicker in the fourth. But forgetting about that.
What did I say about that? What did I say about that in episode 1?
Yeah,
You're gonna regret it.
Every team needs a good kicker. I get it. Okay. Moving on. It's hard to say that 4 guys in the same division are going to be contenders, but he's got to be up there. He's in the same spot as Diamond Dogs, where he's probably got like 2 or 3 years. He's got a bunch of old wide receiver ones, bunch of old running backs, but he's there to make a push this year for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's definitely a playoff contender. He's in a win now for sure. He's got Adams, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Amari Cooper, a bunch of old guys that are going to be number ones on their teams. Probably going to be really good for him this year, possibly next year. But yeah, I think he's going to age out real quick here. Next up, I've got Pineapple Express, and I think this is the first team I have listed as on the outside looking in. But he, as you'll hear later in our interview, he's definitely pushing for next year and then the future on. This year is going to be a bit rough for him, as he will say admittedly, his first 4 picks in this draft are bench guys. So he's looking for a future, and he's always looking to trade. He actually just put his quarterbacks on the trading block. He's looking for a running back, so make an offer.
Yeah, he's the same as me, but we'll get to me later. But this division, like we said, established earlier. Yeah, I know. Like we established earlier, there's 4 contenders in this division. It's kind of crazy, and he just drafted for the future, and his starting lineup's not terrible. But
no,
everyone else in the division is so strong that he's probably going to miss the playoffs. Like me, who we're going to get to right now. Very, very similar situation where we just drafted for the future, had multiple first-round picks, and drafted for the future. Not a bad starting lineup for Toilet Snake either, me. But the division's so tough. I don't see either Pineapple or me making the playoffs.
Yeah, I've got you on the outside looking in for sure. Like you said, super rough division, so it's going to be hard for anybody with any weaknesses in this division, even attempting to make the playoffs. But yeah, you've got an okay starting lineup. I do like your running backs. I do like your running backs. I like Puka. I like Nico Collins. Malik Neighbors is going to get 40 targets a week, and he's going to catch 3 of them because Daniel Jones is a terrible quarterback.
But then they put Danny DeVito in, and we're going to be good.
Hey, all I'm going to say is you get the podcast bonus. That's got to be like, what, plus 15? Because you're on the podcast. But you won't be the worst.
No, absolutely not.
All right, next up, we got the next division. Starting at the top, Barn Burners. Very good offense with young talent everywhere. I hate to say this, Austin.
Yeah.
I think he's starting a new dynasty. I think he's going to be good for a long time.
You think so?
I do.
He's definitely a contender this year, probably the next year. But I don't know about his running back situation. His receivers obviously are good. T. Higgins, we'll see what happens there. Bijan is the only running back that I really like. But Kyron, I like him, but Rams always move on from the running backs way before anyone thinks. James Cook, I mean, he was really good last year, but I don't see him holding up. He's underweight. Mostert, it's on his last year.
Yeah, Mostert's on his last year.
We'll see about his running backs. His receivers, Pittman, I've never been too high on. Higgins, we'll see where he ends up. But yeah, definitely the next 2 years, I think he could go for it.
All I'm going to say on that note with this particular team is that if they are building a dynasty, I think we have to look into some collusion issues. Being the, person in charge here, I think we're going to have to start investigating that a little bit. If there is
2 guys in charge, the 2 guys in charge are probably going to win their division. So that is a little suspect. But
little curious about that.
I mean, careful what you say. You might disappear one day. But
I have to live with the guy.
well,
Shush.
we might say you might meet your end, like end zone gods. We're gonna talk about here. Ooh, you see that? Ooh.
Nice job. Nice job.
Great transition.
Uh, yeah, he. It's really that division's so weak, but not really. It's okay, but his team is so on the line for me. I don't know. I'm gonna say he's on the outside looking in, or no, not outside looking in. The other one, middle one. What was that one?
Chance of playoffs. Good chance of playoffs.
Playoff hopefuls. He's gonna
Yes.
be a playoff hopeful.
Man,
I
someone
think he'll
didn't do
make
their
it.
homework.
I didn't do my homework. I never do my homework. Don't smoke, kids. But he's got so many just like plug and play guys that are like they're not bad, but every one of his players are kind of that, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, I've got him as a playoff hopeful as well. He has a very interesting starting lineup. I think it's a bit underrated. He's got talent. He's just not super deep. I think if he makes some good moves this year, he'll be in the playoffs with a shot. Next up, we have myself, Little Melka. I love my wide receivers. You cannot have them. Unless you pay me a lot. Although I will not be participating in the crackhead trades, as you will hear later. But anyways,
have them.
I love my great older receivers. I think I've got solid RBs. I'm hopeful on my quarterback. So I like my offense. I believe I have playoff hopes, and I hope to be a contender these next couple of years. But we shall see. I think my timeline is very tied with Tyreek.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I think you're definitely a contender this year, easily. Next couple years, I don't know. You're probably losing Tyreek and Evans within like 2 years from now.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a big hit to you. So unless you got some young studs that are gonna take over that, we'll see about JSN.
Garrett
But
Wilson, please hit your potential.
sure. But yeah, you're definitely looking a little like you should push for it right now.
Yeah.
But you're definitely a contender. Concussors, you can always be a contender with Jamar Chase, but he doesn't have much other than Jamar Chase. Unfortunately, he did have a pretty good draft for what he had, so I think he definitely is going to make the playoffs. I don't think he's going to go very deep at all, but I like to see him make the playoffs.
I agree with you. His running backs are a bit rough. I think he's going to have a very good receiving core. Jamar Chase obviously is going to be a stud, will always be a stud. I still like Jordan Addison. He had a very good season last year. We will see what happens with Justin Jefferson being back and Sam Darnold. That'll be the wild card there for sure. And
Definitely be interesting.
I like Calvin Ridley as the wide receiver 3. With the right moves, I think he can be at the playoffs. Next, we've got Deflated Balls. He's got solid running backs and older receivers that are looking to bounce back off of bad seasons last year. So we'll see how that goes. Personally, I don't think he'll get the old Cooper Cup, Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin receivers back, the guys that used to be really good. So I think he's going to be on the outside looking in.
He drafted for future when he should have drafted for now. I think all of his starting guys are really old, and he should have grabbed a couple more just to plug in. I think he could have made it to the playoffs, but he's definitely gonna be outside looking in. High class. I gave him a fair amount of crap for his draft. He definitely did not draft for his needs. I think in the future he could definitely make something out of this team, but right now he's got a lot of holes to plug, so he's gonna be on the outside looking in for me.
Yeah, I agree. He's on the outside looking in. He's only got one starting running back, which I don't love. Ayuk needs to have a really good season because he just got paid buku cash. But yeah, otherwise he's got 2 Packers receivers, which is an interesting choice. But he's got Jordan Love, so I guess he wants that stack. So I think it'll be an interesting year, but I think he's on the outside.
All right. We got through that nice and quick, didn't we, boys?
Yes, we did.
Yes, sir.
All right, just to finish up our predictions for our nice first episode here before the actual season gets going, let me get from each of you who you think is our overall winner for the year, and then who is going to be your biggest loser. That's just for me to know. Not for me, for the podcast. I just want to see if we can get some pressure out there on the guys to maybe try to win a couple extra games. So your overall winner and your biggest loser, Mr. Snake. I'll start with you.
All right. Overall winner. No bias here at all. Kyle, I love you. You're doing it because I don't know if you're gonna have another chance at it. You better do.
I would love to do it this year, but I think it's gonna be Diamond. I think Diamond Dogs is gonna take it this year. I think he stays healthy. I think he takes it.
All right, and our losers.
I'll take the L here. I think it's me. I don't know if this scares me. So I think it's me.
Okay. Okay.
I could see you. I could also see it being Pineapple. I see him as once he gets going, he could definitely take off. But I think again with the division, it's going to be hard. I think I could see him being on the bottom, which he would love because he wants that 101.
Oh, you're really still in the game of the week here.
The 101 is always important, though, boys, right?
Yes, very much
right.
so.
On that note, let's get right into the meat and potatoes of why we're here. Our matchups for week 1. I'm gonna run through the whole list really quick. Our 5 games outside of our game of the week, and then I'll have you boys give me your 2 cents on each game. How about that?
Go for it.
First up on the list, we got Little Melka versus High Class Dumpster Divers. Interesting, as one of our hosts is on that game. We got Diamond Dogs versus T-Rex Bitches. We got Slap Yo Mama and Big Boy Club, Barn Burners and Deflated Balls, and Concussors versus End Zone Gods. That's our outside games we have this week, besides the game of the week. Boys, what stands out to you about these matchups?
You go first.
All right. I think the Concussors End Zone Gods game is gonna be interesting. I think End Zone will probably take that. And then Slap Your Mama versus Big Boy Club. I like this matchup. I think this is our best 2 teams matchup. Like as far as being the best 2 teams to play against each other this week, I think those are the best 2 teams that are playing against each other this week. I think Slap's gonna take that one.
I mean, you're probably right, but I gotta love the good old the champ versus new guy. I love those matchups. And we get it week 1, so
yeah,
that's
the champ
gonna be
versus
interesting.
new guy. Yep.
Diamond Dogs versus T-Rex Bitches, I think will be an interesting matchup. I think T-Rex might take the upset there.
Interesting.
I like a good underdog story. And then you versus High Class. Yeah, you got it.
I hope so.
Well, on that case, let's get right to our game of the week. We got our other lovely guest on the podcast every week, Mr. Toilet Snake versus Pineapple.
Yo, what's up?
We got you versus Pineapple. Now, before we get into our interview we had this week, which happened to be with Mr. Pineapple himself, anything you want to make a comment on before we get there?
I made my comments I was there for the phone call. I made my comments. But a good game, Pineapple. Don't hate me. All love. Even when I beat you, it's all love.
Pineapple's gonna win.
It'll be my only win for the season, so it's fine.
On that note, let's get right into our first interview of the year. We have our two co-hosts here and Mr. Pineapple Express. We'll see you on the other side.
Hello, I am here with Floyd, manager of Pineapple Express, and Austin, manager of Toilet Snake. And this is our game of the week. Hello, gentlemen. How are you guys?
Good. I'm good.
Good.
So, both of you guys had several first-round picks. Pineapple, most notably, had 4 of them. You fought tooth and nail for those picks, didn't you?
I wouldn't say fight. You just lose a lot.
Just lose a lot.
Yeah, that kind of did happen, didn't it? You went 104 was your actual first pick, right?
Yep.
All right, so I have to ask the question. Week 1, you have the confidence? You starting any of them?
I am not.
No?
A bunch of bench players.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Keon Coleman could start for you
Yeah, I mean, he can start on the bench.
on the bench.
On the bench. He'll
You-
start off on the bench.
You like Zach Moss more than him? I don't know about that. I don't know if I'd go that far.
I mean, once he has somebody to actually throw him the ball, maybe, but
All
unless he's
right,
playing defensive back for the other team, he's not going to see the touches.
fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Austin. How about you? You starting either of your first round picks
First of all, it's great to be on the show for the first time. I'm just
for the
kidding.
first time?
Yeah, I'm starting Neighbors because I really didn't have any other choice because my team wasn't great. Now we're looking okay. We're looking okay. We're trending
All right.
upward. So
So you like Malik Neighbors over Quentin Johnston?
Quentin Dropson, yes sir.
Quentin Dropston?
Yeah.
You like him over Brian Thomas? You were very high on Brian Thomas last week.
I was very high on Brian Thomas. I think Brian Thomas is going to earn his way in while Neighbors is walking into like the number 1 spot. So
Okay, fair enough.
week 1, safer bet is Neighbors.
All right, now I have to ask the question: who's winning this game, boys?
I'm going to go with Toilet.
I'm also going to
Really?
go with Toilet.
Really? I really like your lineup, Pineapple, and I also have to say I know it doesn't matter very much because Flea Flicker is dumb. Flea Flicker's got you by 68% to 32%, Pineapple.
Can I rebuttal here? Can I rebuttal
Yeah,
here?
it doesn't have all of his projections in either, though.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It has me
Oh,
losing by
you got a
20,
point.
but neither of my safeties have numbers.
All right, good point.
I don't know. I feel like my team is either home run or bust.
I think Pineapple wins this. I'm gonna be honest. I like his quarterback better. I like his receivers better. Honestly, I like his
you like
defense
his
better.
receivers? I got Puka Nakua, sir.
Okay, he's hurt.
And he's West Coast. Good chance he gets shot before this game happens.
So, Pineapple, are you thinking that you're going to be jumping out this season, or you think you're going to have your breakout next year?
Next year. Yeah, this year's going to be tough.
Okay, you going?
We got slammed with like the toughest division.
Are we week 1 tanking, or are we trying?
Oh, no, we're definitely trying.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I say, it's either home run or bust. If these guys could come out swinging, and then I might have a completely different point of view in 3 weeks.
Fair enough. So, you're talking about wanting to trade one of your 3 quarterbacks. Who are you looking to trade? What are you trying to get out of him? This is a notice to the league.
Any of them, and let's talk.
All right. Austin, you got any notes for the league? Shout outs for the league? You trying to trade anybody? You trying to get anything?
Quentin Johnston is clearly the best receiver in the entire league. Please give me like something for him. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm comfortable sitting right now. I don't really have anyone I'm trading.
Oh, can I? Yeah, I will rebuttal to that.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I am not offering Patrick Mahomes for an 8th round pick, so you can just keep those ones. And please, we need drug testing in our league.
Hold on. Will you take a 2027 11th round pick?
Yeah, that's totally legit. These guys just playing the hope he clicked the wrong button game.
It's projected the 1102, I shall say, so it's an early 11th pick. So I think you're winning here.
Thank you, gentlemen, and have a good season.
Thanks, boss.
Yeah, thank you. Congrats on the win, Toilet.
Thank you.
Well, I want to say thank you to Mr. Pineapple for joining the boys on our first interview of the year. I will say, I think this is going to be very fun. I think it's going to be interesting to have a couple of different insights from the coaches throughout the year, or the managers, whatever you want to say. I'm going to say coaches. Um, I'm looking forward to next week's interview. Boys, any final conclusions?
Pineapple's going to beat you down.
You're completely wrong.
He's going to
This is
beat
going
you
to be
down.
the only win I get. No, you can't
Th-
take that away from me.
No, he's going to beat you, and
How about-
I
how about
refuse
we
to
put a little
lose.
money on it?
I refuse to lose.
How about we
Quarterback.
put a little money on it. Put a
Quarter.
quarter bet on it.
Quarterback.
We'll start
I'm
off
gonna
next
win.
episode.
Start out next episode with 50 Cent. All right.
50 cent.
I
How
will
are you
say-
taking 50 cent? It's a quarter.
Because I win the quarter and I'll have 50 Cent.
Nah, I'm taking the quarter this time. Pineapple is for sure
Aw.
going to beat you. His receivers
No.
are better. His running backs are better.
No. What?
What are you looking at?
He's going to beat you.
I will say we heard at the end there, if you're looking for Mahomes, I've heard through the birdie in the wall that he might be out there for a good running back. So everyone out there in the league, start looking for a running back to maybe give to Mr. Pineapple.
He's
But-
always willing to trade.
He's always willing to trade. That's true.
He's a good trader. He's a good trader. Some people aren't, but he is one of.
On that note, gentlemen, we have made it through episode 2. Thank God. I'm excited for this, though. I think it should be fun, no?
Oh yeah,
I am too. I'm
very
excited about the interviews because I haven't met half the people in this league, so it'd be nice to talk to them.
It's a good time to get there. Finally meet them, right?
I'm gonna be honest. I've been in this league for 8 years now. I still haven't met a lot of them, so I'm excited to get to talk with everybody, and I'm excited to see how this season goes.
Well, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to get this podcast moving along. Once again, I want to say thanks for letting me get involved in your guys' league because, like I said last episode, I'm going to work my way in. One way or another, I will get there. It might be a couple of years, but you know what? I'm working on it.
Dad, pay
But-
attention.
On that note, next week for our game of the week, we can give a little teaser. We're looking at 2 powerhouses. I'll let we'll do a poll in the Discord to see if you guys want to guess who the game of the week is next week. But we got 2 powerhouses coming up next week. Thanks again for listening. This is the boys and Jay from the Log Podcast. See you next week.
Later.
Bye.